Yo, what is up everybody? I'm Blitz5 and today I have another PUBG video for you all, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the map Vikendi, the current state of this map, and also some speculation that we might be seeing some small changes to this map in the near future. So just bear with me on this. I'll explain where I'm getting that idea from. So last night I was hanging out on Twitter doing the typical social media thing, scrolling through my feed, and then I saw a post, an interesting post from one of the community managers over at PUBG, and his name is Hawkins. You guys probably recognize him if you're involved with PUBG or play PUBG, especially on the PC side. He's got a cool logo with his name and the hawk on the top, so I always kind of recognize him from that. And he tweeted out yesterday that PC was having some maintenance, and he said, because of that, let's do a quick opinion poll. So underneath that, he wrote, Vikendi was quite popular on release, but the play rate in relation to other maps has dwindled quickly. What's the main reason you don't enjoy playing Vikendi? Please comment if you dislike it for a reason not listed. So before we get into this tweet and kind of explain this and see the results and all that stuff, which you guys can actually see now though, I thought this was interesting because my friends and I have really been talking about, even though Vikendi is such a great map, it's definitely the best developed map. It looks the most realistic. There's footprints, the trees, the forest area looks the most realistic. There's so many cool aspects to the map, but for some reason it gets really boring and I get tired of playing with it. Even my friends do, only after playing it a couple times in one day. Say if you get it 2 or 3 times in a row, I'm kind of like over it. And a lot of times we block out Vikendi and just go to the standard 3 maps on console. So that's kind of weird. And it's hard to say, is that a map problem? Is that because the map is the newest and we've been overplaying it? I'm not really sure, but then to see this tweet and everybody's responses, it seems like the community as a whole is also sharing this kind of same feeling, and that PUBG must recognize this as well, or people at the PUBG Corp or the community managers must also share a similar vibe to be tweeting this out and having this discussion internally. So there's definitely something going on with PUBG. So let's get into the different reasons here. We can talk about it. I'll share my opinion, and please let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and I'll definitely be running some kind of my own poll on this video, so look for that maybe on the top right hand corner of the screen. So he put 4 options here: visibility issues, boring circles, poor loot, and low frame rate. Again, let me just read these: visibility issues, boring circles, poor loot, and low frame rate. And I feel like low frame rate is mostly a PC thing because on Xbox and console we have low frame rate across the board, so it's not like an issue just like located on Vikendi. That's definitely more of a PC thing. The poor loot still isn't the best loot, but they've changed it. They've upped the loot a little bit, so I feel like that's less of an issue. Visibility issues could be a thing. It's hard to say how much that really plays a factor. It is hard when people are wearing all white to see them on Vikendi, and then it's kind of frustrating because you get killed out of nowhere, but I feel like that happens on any map. So to me, in these 4 options, I went for boring circles, and I kind of want to explain where I got that from. And then unfortunately on Twitter you can only do 4 options, so then he did a Reddit post and he expanded that through a straw poll, which I'll get to in a second. So I responded down below. You can see my response. I wanted to get involved in the community, but obviously I only have 280 characters to kind of explain where my mind was at, so I'll explain it here. So I voted boring circle because to me, if you look at the map, let's click over here. I think I pulled up the map here. There's so many aspects of this map that are so cool. If you look around the map, it's really, really great. But when you first start playing Vikendi, I noticed that the circle always seemed to be in the middle of the map on the left-hand side of the map. And this whole area here is probably the most boring part of Vikendi. Even though I like to loot here, this whole area, I used to land a lot, Villa, Dino Park, etc. But there are some hills here, but it's just, there's nothing interesting going on here, and there's just a lot of different small compounds. So this makes it A, feel kind of boring and stale. B, if the circle is ending here, there could be a squad in every individual compound, and then it's basically just who gets circle love gets the advantage. Obviously skill and there's strategy that can outplay them, but for the most part that kind of swings in their direction. But then if you look around the map, there's so many great parts of the map that the circle never goes to. For example, we have Winery, which we had to land there for some of the missions. I mean, I know people go there, but rarely see the circle end here. There's a really interesting spot here to the southwest of Cantra here. I mean, I never even go to this city to begin with, but there's actually water right here, and this whole area, the design of this spot is really, really cool. Even these houses right here is awesome, but like I would never go there, and I never ever see the circle there. For example, I've been landing at Sawmill recently. This is such an interesting spot of the map. Rarely see it go there. Then also Port, I've been pointing this out on stream. Port is such a great spot. There's always great loot. Go to this boat right here. I feel like I always find an M24 over there. Again, never see the circle over there. And then there's some interesting spots up here with like bridges and water. I think right here there's like a river with bridges. Again, circle's never going all the way up there. And I know it's kind of similar like on Erangel. Obviously, the circle isn't always going to go up to the very top, but I feel like there's more variety on that map, and I don't feel like we don't see it as much on Vikendi, but I really feel like that can't be the whole reason why this map does get stale from time to time. And I do want to shout out some Reddit users. They were saying that because a lot of the big areas kind of just feel the same. For example, Cosmodrome and Cement Factory should be like really active parts of this map, but they're all kind of gray, and I don't know, like usually you would say Cosmodrome should be so hot, but now when I drop there, nobody's there now that there's no mission at Cosmodrome. So still good loot there, but I feel like something's going on. I feel like it's because maybe, you know, a lot of people know the circle is going to end up on this side of the map. I don't know, you know, I feel maybe they could have done more water here. To me, the quickest fix would be to change the circle, make it a little bit more sporadic, and that would help a lot. But again, just my opinion. Again, please share what you guys feel like down below in the comments, and let's go over to this straw poll on Reddit. So let's go over. I got to reset it because I already voted. So here we have, what is the main reason why you don't enjoy Vikendi? We have some more options here. We have, I do enjoy Vikendi, which, you know, I do for the most part, but we're just, you know, having a discussion here. So we got visibility issues, difficult to see enemies, red dots, which can happen sometimes, boring circle settings, which, again, I already voted for. Poor loot ratios, which again, like I'm saying, this has already been changed, so I feel like this isn't the biggest deal. The cave changes, this potentially is part of, you know, could change someone's opinion of the map, but to me, I don't think this has been, you know, caused why I think it's stale. If anything, it made it more exciting. Poor performance. Again, this is more of a PC thing. Too many buildings. To me, this is very legitimate. Could be too many complexes. Level 3 helmet spawns. I feel like this should be combined with just too much level 3 armor in general because of all of the crates, the cave, the natural spawn of these. You know, it diminishes the power of sniper rifles. People's time to kill goes up higher because they're wearing level 3 gear, and sometimes this makes it a little bit more frustrating to play, but again, not boring to me because of that. And then frustrating deaths due to third partying. Players seemingly come from nowhere to kill you after a fight, and I kind of fit this under too many buildings because there's so many complexes. You don't know when someone is super close to you because they could just be hiding in the building across the way, and it's very quick to get from A to B to C. So to me, I feel like this should be one of the higher ones, but again, I'm just going to vote boring circles for continuity purposes. And your vote has been cast. Okay, I already voted before I recorded this video. So boring circles actually in the lead with 20, but you can see there's more separation here. And poor performance is actually in second place, which I'm surprised to see, but I know people on PC are very particular about this. And obviously on Xbox, I would love to see this higher. But to me, it's not why the game is boring, but obviously 400 people feel otherwise. Poor loot ratio still coming in pretty high. So wow, people really want the loot to be upped, saying I do enjoy Vikendi, which I'm not sure why they even put this in, because unless you hate Vikendi, I don't know anybody that hates the map, but I'm sure there are people that do. I shouldn't say that. Frustrating deaths, interesting. Level 3 helmets, and too many buildings. Wow, it's all the way down to the bottom, tied for 7%. So I thought this would have higher voting, but it really doesn't. And then the cave is pretty much in last with other there. So I feel like this is pretty interesting. Hawkins in the Reddit post said that he was going to, at the bottom here, he said, I'm going to be responding to a lot of comments, and off the back of your questions, we'll likely be asking my own to better understand your opinion and relay it back to our development team. So obviously there's no commitment here that they're going to be editing the map or changing it or changing the circle, but it seems like they are looking for player feedback, and in my opinion, it seems like people are responding in that way and sharing pretty similar thoughts on this. So I feel like we're likely to see some kind of change, whether it's a circle change, something like that coming to this map in the near future. And who knows, we might be seeing this across all of the maps to kind of give a different gameplay design. We know that they're reworking Erangel right now with loot, all that kind of stuff, more compounds. So I feel like they're probably just looking at all this stuff as a whole. So again, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up. I'll leave all of the links to these posts and all of these polls down in the description and comments below, so you guys can also participate in this if you are interested. So all right guys, thank you for watching. Peace.